Now in this video we're going to have a quick recap of the commands available to us within our assembly language. Now I'm not going to talk over all of them. There is information on the spreadsheet, and if you know where to go and get the information, then that's all you really need. So if you open up the microcode spreadsheet, which I've put a copy in the resources section, and you go to the commands tab. Now this has got a list of all of the commands that we're actually using. So I've actually got it filtered on this column I, so it's filtered on yes, okay, so that's for all of our commands. And you can see here we have, if I count down, 81 commands. Okay, so we've got the commands written over here on the left. So that's a data command, another data, compare, load, store, jump to subroutine, push, pop, move, exchange, register, and that's a subtract. We don't need the A there actually, so we just leave that. So that's subtract, and we've got add, shift right, shift left, not and or, XOR, compare, increment, decrement, jump if, exchange memory, clear, flags, end, subtract, multiply, divide, return, clear, splash, pixel, store, and another store and load here at the end. Okay, so that's all of the commands. We'll have seen most of those through the last couple of courses. So we don't need to bother too much about what we have in these columns here, but we've got the opcode, okay, and I've got the opcode just written in hex. The source and destination, so the way the command is structured, it's got the opcode, and then the next one is the source, and the next one is destination. And again, we've seen that in the last course. In this instance here, you can see that we're going from a data command, so it's the #5, so it's putting the value 5 into register R0. Okay, so we've got the source is going to be the #5. So in this case, I've got a cross in there. It's just telling us that we're not using a register for the source, okay? So we're using, in effect, we would be using a memory location for the source. So the cross really means memory location. So the source is a memory location and the destination is a register. Now the next one here, we've got #500. Okay, so it means the source is a memory location and the destination is a memory location. And I've got another column in here that just says byte, and this was just handy for me because I wanted to know whether the code was 1 byte, 2 byte, or 3 bytes long. So in this instance here, this code is going to be 2 bytes. So we're going to have the byte for the data, and we're going to have the other byte here, which is going to be the value 5. And this code, next one would be 3 long, so it would be a byte for data, and then there would be a byte for the number 5 and a byte for the number 500. So that was just handy to write it like that. Now in the column G here, this is the useful column. It's got an example of the code, how we would write it. Okay, so you can read through this and you can see all of the example code. Now a thing to note here as well with the new assembler, we don't have to have capitalization, so we can have small letters for everything, and indeed that's what I will do through the rest of the course, and we will write our code with small letters. So this is an added advantage of the new assembler. In the previous assembler we had to have capitals for our opcodes, and if we forgot to put a capital in, we wouldn't know it was there and we would have to go hunting for it to find the error. So that is completely gone now, okay? But I've left it just here in this particular spreadsheet, but again it's lower letters if you want to use them. And there's a description of the code here, so I've put a quick description of what the code does. So that's you get access to all of the 81 instructions. You know what they look like. Now one other thing to mention to you, you can see what they will actually look like in terms of the hex representation. So for example, if I had here the data command, so the data command is the very first code, so its value is 1, okay? So what it means is that if we have the 4 bits for the hex, then this code is actually going to be 0, 1, okay? So that would be the most significant bits for the hex code, and then in effect that'd be the opcode, and then the destination would be the other 2 bits. So the destination in this case here is going to be the register R0, okay? So this would be 0, 1, and then it would be 0, 0, okay? Now, if I were to take a different one, for instance, if we had this one here, so the compare code would be 0, 3, and the source and the destination would just go in as 0, 0, okay? Because it's not getting them from the registers, it's getting it from the next memory locations. So you can tell what the actual code for each the assembly language code for each opcode is going to look like by having a little look at this table. So that's all we need to know about this section here. Now, the other section over here that is useful would be at the end here. So we could look at this one here. I'll need to take this off for the moment. And if we look at this, it's got the register numbers. So register R0 is all zeros, and then register R1 would be the value of 1 here, register R2, R3, and it counts along, and it's got all of the register values here, okay? Now, the last thing to look at here, if we come over to the end, I'll maybe make this a bit smaller so you can see it. So if you come over to the end, it's got the jump values. So for example, we've got a JC as jump if carry, and we've got jump if A is greater than. This one is spare. Jump if equal, that's spare. Jump if A is greater than or equal. Jump if A is less than or equal. Jump if 0. Jump if minus. That is spare as well. Jump if not equal. Jump if positive. Jump if not carry. Jump if not 0. Jump if A is less than. Okay, so these are all of our different options for our jump commands. But again, you'll learn this as you work through and you write the code, okay? But at least you know you've got access to where they are here, okay? So that's all we really want to talk about in this video. Just a recap to let you know where the code is. Now, if you're stuck with any of this code, then just get in touch, give me a shout, send me a mail, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So that's all for this video. Thank you for listening. I'll get you on the next video. Goodbye.